What is up, gamers? It is your favorite Minecraft enthusiast here, Ematix, and today we're going to be watching a Cypher Plat 3, was I believe Diamond Last Act, right? So, we're going to be seeing kind of, the pros and cons, the good, the bad, of things that he does. And since I am a Cypher main, like, we're going to see a lot of things that I'm going to be critiquing very heavily because I do know sort of the in-depth, advanced concepts of Cypher, what you can be doing, especially on Split. This is kind of a good map for him, right? In my opinion, I would say it's a better map for him than, let's say, Icebox, right? Icebox or maybe Ascent, right? I think Killjoy would be better here, but I think Cypher's really good on this map. But anyways, let's get down to it. If you are watching this, be sure to take some notes. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up here on Discord, Twitter, Twitch. And Maddox is the handle wherever you go. So I'm just going to fast forward through this. Let's get to the pistol here. And it's actually funny. I was recording this and I accidentally stopped the recording halfway through. So I'm kind of pissed because I have to redo it. Well, not halfway through, like a few minutes in, like 5 minutes in. So I was like, do I feel like editing it together? Like, nah, let's just restart. So anyways, one thing, right, is that I would like for you to be putting a trip towards the A side if you know you guys aren't going to be going towards A at all. Unless you guys are going to rush. Like, let's say you guys rush B, and maybe you want to save your trip for maybe a quick B flank. That's the only time, right? And so, like, I would like for you to end the buy phase on pistol round, at least put a trip towards A, just so we know they don't get any control on us. Now, one thing I don't like here is, look at the pathing your Reyna is taking, right? And look at the pathing you're taking. You guys have a very, very big gap between you. If there's someone that's peeking at an angle that she can see only, you're not going to be able to trade her that well because obviously you're so far. So what I would have liked is for you to maybe get a little bit closer or, close up this way, right? Inch up with her moving forward and holding this left angle, which, again, I'm fine with. But at least be somewhat relatively closer to her in order to trade her out. Because again, it's only you two mid, Jet's coming late, and then your Sky and your Yoru are B mid. Okay. So again, let's just see how this plays out. All right. So your Reyna's walking in. She's getting a lot of she's gonna get contact, and obviously we do see her get contact right here. So like in this split decision, like that should be okay. Our jig is up. We got to go quick, right? Because again, we don't have any smokes on this lineup, right? They have a lot of smoke. Like they don't have a lot of smokes, but like they have a smoke. They have a lot better balanced lineup than you have because you have Sky, right? And then you have 3 duelists, and then you have Cypher, whereas they have a Sage, Cypher, Omen, Reyna, Jet. Again, a more balanced comp. Now, not saying that's gonna like they're gonna win every time. I'm just pointing that out as a more balanced comp. You have a very good chance of winning, right? Statistically, you have a better chance of winning with this lineup than with this lineup. Not saying it's impossible for this lineup. I just think, like, obviously you guys are the better players. You guys will win, but I digress. Anyways, as soon as your Reyna gets contact here, the jig is up. You should be, like, right away, you should be caging off Mel, right? Or, sorry, Vents. And if you were able to get it off as soon as your Reyna got contact and popped it right away, this could have been a little bit different. Now, it's only like, what, 1 second, right? Like, so, boom, bam, contact now, cage, right? Instead of this, like, look there for some reason, like, your Reyna, you're just looking at your Reyna. You're not going to be able to trade where the Reyna's at just by looking at her. And so you delay this cage, boom, get popped by the Reyna. That's kind of how it goes. Your teammates win this somehow. Very cool by them. And then this one's going to be anti-eco round, very quick round. We don't really care about this round too much. Now we got to the first gun round. Now for you guys, this will probably be a bonus round, and it should be a bonus round because I think you guys lived with like 4 people last round. And you bring up a good point of, hey, let's just take mid because we don't have smokes. We can't really you guys could probably go B without smokes. It would be a little hard. It would be hard to go to the sites. Like A for sure is going to be really, really hard to go to because you can't smoke off screens, you can't smoke off heaven. It's tough. Like, I mean, you guys could get up ramps to heaven, but like again, like you're not going to be really taking the site. I think going mid, like you said, is probably your best bet because you got cages and jet smokes. So again, you could like easily cut off vent. I like how you do that, by the way. I think that's a really cool mechanic I didn't know about. Using the camera to break a piece of the wall, that's really sick. Okay, obviously, all right, we get spotted out. Your teammates are towards A. Making your way over towards A is probably your best bet, but your Reyna, I don't know why you and your Reyna, like, I don't know why your Reyna's like, oh, we made noise towards A. Time to go fucking mid. Like, who cares if my Cypher's coming back from there? I'm gonna go there now. Obviously, she gets a kill from it, so from now on, she's always gonna think it's a good play to do. But whatever. So 3v4, we have to open up another pick here. We have about 35 seconds, so not a lot of time, but still relatively enough to where you can work parts of the, like this side of the map. And your teammate kills the Sage, which is really cool. So we're getting to sight, right? You should be caging, like on your run, like when you're running up here, right? Caging Heaven, right? Maybe throwing your cage towards CT, right? You don't have to pop them right away because we just killed the Sage and sight looks to be clear here. Could obviously be elbow. But, you know, again, for like if we have to reposition ourselves or it feels like they're trying to hit the site, right, then we pop our cages to kind of throw off their timing or slow them down or make them a little bit scared of pushing through them. So you do throw it. I don't think that hits. It does not hit. Lands on the ground right there. I like this cage. Uses the crossover, right? But here's something you're going to do. You get spammed, right? You're 26 HP. You could easily get spammed here if you plant here, right? I know you go for the Phantom because, again, I've watched this part already. Like, it takes you too long to realize, oh, shit, there's a Phantom behind me, right? Like, this is, like, again, precious seconds. Like, we're in less than 15 seconds here. Get the bomb down. You know, your cage is only going to last for a few more seconds. Like, you just need to be getting this bomb, planning safe, and then, you know, playing the post plan. Because your Reyna does have your screens and your Heaven jump out and your ramp. Like, she has, the, you know, the God position here. Boom, get the gun. Again, like, I don't know why you do this, right? Another big question mark here is why are you trying to do spam at them, right? Like, why are you trying to spam through your own cage? Like, just boom. You know, now we're at, like, what, 12 seconds. So, like, you're giving them chances to kill you when you're one shot. You're literally one shot. You do not want to give them a chance to kill you at all. And that's what he does, right? And so, again, a big question mark on why you do that. You should just be getting over there, planting the bomb as soon as possible. And again, I'm just harping on this because I think it shows, right, kind of where your critical thinking and your decision making lie, right? Obviously, you should know, right, that I'm low HP. I shouldn't be doing this. There's low time, right? Right now, bomb plant is the most important thing, right? Decision making, as in, let me just take some pop shots through the fucking smoke like it's going to do anything, right? That is not the play to be doing there. Getting the bomb down and putting the pressure on the defense is the best decision you could be making. While going for the Phantom, I'm okay with upgrading your gun, right? Because you're not going to get another chance to get back and try to get that gun. Okay, I'm fine with it. But as soon as you decide to, like, take too long to get the gun and you try to shoot through this cage, that's where I have the problems with. We don't care about this guy. So we're coming to your guys' buy round here because you guys won pistol. You guys lost the bonus. Everyone else can buy here except for, like, the Sky or something. You're going to try to work picks. We have 4 guys going towards A. I would have liked for you to maybe go towards A here, but if you're lurking, it's fine. That's Cypher's job. You know, lurk, hold the flanks, make sure my teammates don't get flanked. Put a K or a trip here. Teammates die. All my duelists die to 1 duelist. That is very cool.
Last player standing.
And my Sky dies. So you're in a really tough spot here. 1v4, you got to isolate these 1v1 battles, right? You don't want to be taking 2-on-1s because when you go against 2 people, it's a good chance you're going to get either traded or killed by both of them pretty quickly.
I have retrieved the spike.
Excellent flick, excellent shot, by the way.
Cage triggered.
Okay, and so right here, right, there's a couple things you should be doing. One is while you're blind, you really don't know how much you can, like, I mean, we don't know where they're at. We haven't seen them at all. We just know the Omen's having it, and he nearsighted us, okay? So in this time, what you can be doing, since, again, even if someone was shooting at you, you would have a hard time trying to shoot them and kill them, is putting down your cage, putting down your camera, because, you know, this thing lasts for like 3 seconds, right? And using that time to get ready to take on these battles. So as we notice here, you kind of peek out, right? We don't know where they're at. I would use my cage either to cross like you did before, just put it next to you so you can get to a safer spot, or I would cage elbow, right? And then I would use my cam before I even thought about trying to fake plan or do anything, right? I have to get it set up. Let me use my util that I need. I know they're not, they're not doing anything to push onto me really quickly, but obviously I know they are out because we did see some shots here towards elbow. So we know they're around here, but we have plenty of time, right? To try to isolate these fights because we have this nice sign right here, that can be of some use. It's some good cover. So again, like I don't like this, right? Like it's so obvious where you are planning at, right? That they could just spam you down. So we go to this round. This should be an eco round. And again, I love what you do with the camera, by the way. And this is as far as I got before I realized I wasn't recording anymore. This is where you did a little cool thing with the camera on the sage wall. You have to be careful to the right. Clear it. Excellent. Okay. So we know there's an opera towards heaven. Your teammates are walking down. You're all walking down. I like this. Ooh, this guy gets a kill. 4v4. 4v4, I would ulti this. Now, you got to look at your minimap here. We know one's screens, one's sight, one's robes, and then one's going to be CT. Now, I don't like, in this situation, how you're not swarming with your team and trying to kill these two guys on site, right? Or, right, trying to, like, push through CT. It's like, those are, like, probably your best plays. I don't care if you have an op, right? This is an eco round. And the only way, we don't have really good weapons here, okay? We all have sheriffs. You have the op, obviously, which is nice. But, like, we don't have rifles. And, it can get tough because we're using guns that require, some good precision shots, and we can't spam a lot of them. So either, like, pushing in the screens here, like, while watching your CT, like, you can walk or run, right? Obviously being wary of your CT because, your cipher, the cipher is going to be coming from B. And we do know the Reyna is ropes, okay? And then, obviously, if you're looking, this Omen died, and then the Sage was near screens. So, like, again, the way we play this, I don't think is the best. You had a nice shot there. Good kill there. Now, we know this last person was screens. And any smart player anyone that's smart, once their position has been given up after they get a kill or something, right? Or they've been spotted, they will try to reposition to the best of their abilities. Now, we have to think, what are the different possibilities she can be? One, pushing CT behind you, coming from screen side, or going from screens to sight, right? Because she knows bomb is down right here. I know where she's at, right? I would say she's probably towards sight side, trying to hold the bomb. And you can really actually get the bomb by pressing F and only isolating yourself to this right side here. And then if she doesn't peek you when you pick up the bomb right here, then I would be worried about my CT push. Okay, so like right here, the way you approach this, you get the gun, cool, holding CT, you don't know where he's at, 20 seconds left. Okay, if you were to get the bomb really quickly, you could probably sprint to B and make it in time, obviously, right? It takes you like 10 seconds to get there from here. Now, you're worried about your CT, which is good. You're aware that this is a possibility. But, okay, could be elbow. Excellent. And then you run out looking at screens. Obviously, we see her here, but we don't care about this. Like, you shouldn't be trying to clear screens because you should know you can press F on the bomb without overexposing yourself to screens, and you should be focused on sight. Maybe after you clear elbow and she's not peeking there, you look towards sight instead, and you see her, and then you kill her. Obviously, she kills you. And then this is how this round goes. Okay, obviously not the end of the world, but could have used maybe a little bit better decision making here, trying to retrieve this bomb. Obviously knowing what angles you're exposed to, knowing what angles you should, trying not to expose yourself to, and knowing that you could use F to pick up the bomb, and then just maybe looking towards sight there. So, you cleared it last time, but you don't clear it this time. Okay, this I think is the round I get to. Boom. Alright, you don't clear the right side this time. Very unlucky. Right, it needs to happen, but now you know. Maybe use your camera, right, to do that instead. How's that guy whiff? Insane. Let's go to the next round. Lose that one, unlucky. So we come to this round. You guys are forcing up. near the flank.
No more charges left.
One heaven. On the right heaven.
Outside.
Our spike carrier is killed.
I don't know. Okay, so like I don't know why. Like, okay, first of all, your Reyna should be running in. I obviously, if you're thinking that, yeah, you're right. She should be. Secondly, you don't need to be posted up. Once you see your Reyna posted up on CT, you should just be running with your teammates to secure site, because obviously we do not know if site is clear or not, because obviously our Yoru went in, he fucking got blasted. Our Jets go running in, right? He gets blasted. Like, I think you should have been here. And let's just kind of see what the timing looks like here. Okay, so their Omen's on site, gets blasted, boom. Like, okay, as soon as your spike character gets killed, hey, maybe I should start leaning more towards there. And you kind of just hover here for like a half second, so just maybe sprinting in. Okay, not the end of the world. Maybe you don't, like, maybe, you know, reaction time, like you didn't know you had to run in. That's what I would have liked. Obviously, we're not going to always play perfect Valorant. But this is a fine play as well. Use your cage. This guy could literally be anywhere. What screens? Again, I would guess elbow, right? Elbow clear. Okay.
Cage triggered.
Bomb. Got the bomb.
They're heaven.
You have a trip, right? I would either trip heaven or trip your ramp flank and then reposition myself. I would trip ramp flank then. They can see the tip of your head here, so you got to be careful about that too. You have your camera back up.
Last player standing. One enemy remains.
This guy is on site, right elbow. I mean, he could be left, right? But it's, yeah, he was left. He came out screens, killed your teammate. Unlucky. Like, you know, I just wish you would use your util more. Like, sure, it gives away your position, but if they shoot it, right? If they shoot your camera, which they will, 90% of the time they will shoot your camera unless they're right on top of you. Then they'll try to drop down and try to catch you off when you plant your camera. Putting your trip there, I would say just, you know, to isolate an angle, or putting it heaven before you drop down, I would have been happy with as well. But again, I think you need to get in the habit of using your util a little bit more, right, in these kind of situations. I would definitely say in these clutch situations where it's 2v2, 2-1-3, 1v1, 1v2, 1v3, right? Just using your util a little bit better to try to give yourself an advantage as best as possible. It might be in your best interest. Okay.
Man, fuck.
This game kind of hard. Split on attacker side with no smokes. Ooh, run away. Get tipped up.
Last player standing.
They're pushing seems. With the bomb.
Yeah, I don't know why you bring out your knife there. We know this guy's heaven. I would say always assume he's heaven unless you hear like a TP or otherwise. But again, it doesn't really matter. Eco round.
Check everything.
I just would not have brought out my knife there. It's not the end of the world, right? You know, it's an eco round, but still, like, again, just we want to point out bad habits as best as possible.
Camera taken out.
1 mil, one was ran. Oh, 2 mil. Nice shot. Holy shit, this Yoru.
Cage triggered.
Let's not go there. You have the bomb by the way. Can you pass it over?
Spike drop. I have retrieved the spike.
Or we're going towards B. You can climb.
Reloading.
Check that corner.
Reloading.
I think all B. If you go really fast, I know.
Let's go normal way then.
Gotta be careful. 1A.
30 seconds left.
These guys at ramp heaven area. Ooh, another good shot. It's not planning for heaven. They could still, they could easily defuse that from the safety of the box. So I mean, you could spam them down, but okay, that's just unlucky. Let's see what, like, let's kind of see what happens there. Broke your, did not break your trip. Where did this guy come from? Oh, this guy must have came through your guys' spawn to flank. Once he heard you guys run back, maybe. This guy, you couldn't have gone through the ropes, right? And your was on top heaven. Oh, he TP'd. He TP'd. He saw your rope, TP'd over. I thought it was someone else. I thought it was Raina or something, but Raina's dead. That's the only thing. That's just unlucky, right? You're trying to set up your util. I wouldn't even put my camera there, to be honest. I would have put it against that left wall, just so you could see heaven and maybe screens run out. So that one, since it doesn't really like, only looks like ramp and heaven. But that's just unlucky. Again, and you guys lose. Oh no, this game is going exactly how I'd imagine it to go, just based off of that.
Fence up.
Oh, there's one more.
Teammates getting slaughtered. Oh, you got the timing. That's a big timing right there. You should be walking in. I don't even know why you're scared. Why are you scared? You're just timing that guy. You just saw his back turn to you. Oh.
Cage triggered. I have retrieved the spike.
Would not go towards B in this situation. You have to be careful for trips and this camera on top. This camera is there. You're gonna have to commit to this. You jump over the trip with lucky doesn't put a standard trip. Oh, that's and then he just timings you by going default. Yikes. Big yikes. So yeah, I mean, the only thing I would change here, right from that last round, is as soon as you see that Omen turn his back on you, that's the perfect time to just walk in, right? You got to recognize that a little bit sooner, and I think it, you know, I mean, it might still end up the same way, right? But I think you might get somewhere a little bit quicker, and that could change something. We don't know, obviously, it's a what if, but that is something you need to identify right away and just take advantage of it. So you guys are saving here. I would have honestly forced. Like, if we're down 2-8, I'd be like, yeah, I think we just keep forcing guys to try to get rounds. 2 rounds really, really sucks going into defense.
Get out of my way. Healing him.
Oh, they won that round. Insane. That's crazy.
This goes here.
Okay. Alright, so you put the trip, which I love to see. I wish you would put a B trip, so we know they don't push to market to mid, or from B to market to mid, right? Or you have to wait till, like, obviously the barrier's down and then put one so they don't push into B. Oof. Ulti. There you go.
Let's go to B.
Were you trying to shoot his cage?
Running open.
You can't shoot cages.
Heaven and city. One is down already.
Last player standing.
Oof. As soon as I mean, I would try to try out the Yoru there, right? Don't need a peek. You have your camera up. I would probably use my camera a little bit more there, or just kind of chill back and try to kill time. You actually put your cage in a really good spot, because if they did kill your teammates, you can hide in and around the cage, and just try to play off for time. Like obviously their Reno, right, went in and kind of because your hero dipped out, but you need to be able to identify, right, that it's a 2-on-3, so trying to make a play there is fine, but I don't know, it's really, really hard. I don't know how I feel about you peeking up to rafters, because that's sometimes it's a really hard angle, and you're kind of just standing still, so you make yourself a very, very easy target. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like you trying to take a battle there, because then you're or die, so it's 2v3. But I don't like that angle you were taking. I think that's what it is right there. Let's just go with that. I don't like that angle, especially the way you were holding the angle. You're kind of just, again, like I said, standing still. Maybe if you're jiggling a little bit more, looking around more, right? Not so focused on this rafters area or being exposed to this rafters area, because I feel like it could be a really bad angle for you. But yeah, that's kind of how I would probably change that. Yeah, that and using your camera a little bit more, I think would have been better. IMO.
This should do.
Wait, hold on. Where you set up at? Let me see this. Honestly, okay, this is just, this is my personal opinion, and you don't have to follow this, but what I like to do is save my cage and my trip on defense, and then use my camera to peek into B main, right, to see if they're coming into B, right, fast. If they are, I just put my trip down wherever I want. I put my cage down, right, to maybe slow them, and then just play off that. Hey guys, I saw a lot towards B. They're coming B, right? Or you can use your cage, clear B main, right? If you see nothing B main, maybe then you go put your trip in heaven, B heaven area, right? Once we see where they go. But a lot of times, a lot of people like to rush A in matchmaking on this map. So I'm just saying, saving your money here. Since you can't pick up your trips and save them anymore, which I think is fucking stupid. I think that's a good way of saving some money, so economically wise, you're not entirely broke on this. If you lose this and we're on an eco run, you can at least buy a pistol or something, maybe.
Oh Mann. Ist es jetzt besser?
Let's look at that A rush.
Already.
Damn, your team just got, oh my god, slaughtered. This is, oof, if you guys win this one, I'd be amazed.
One city.
Last player standing.
Get bopped, unfortunate. Okay, we're forcing here, obviously, or not forcing. Right. So again, I wish you would have done this last round to see if they were coming B in the beginning. Right. Oh, you're like, oh, they're not coming B. I don't have to use my trip in my cage. And I can save it for this round, possibly. Also, would have kept my cam up, right? Keep my cam up to kind of bait for me. Like maybe if one comes B main late and I'm in this corner, they see my cam, they don't clear this.
Spike planted.
3-on-3, but you guys have shit guns. It's gonna be kind of hard. Sage is heaven. There's Sage is heaven. Your Sky is CT. They could be all over site. 2 guys on least on site, right?
Player
Time for
standing.
bops you. Kind of expected.
Nice, danke. Freue ich mich.
Oh, this is a nice spot. This goes here. Yes.
Where are we going? Are we going against a Raise? I don't know. Okay, actually, those are fine trips. I like those trips.
That goes there.
Okay, and then you're going to go put your camera on top. Very... Oh, okay, you're using this one. I like this one, too.
Go in front of A.
Front of mid.
Maybe
I would be careful on your camera positioning. Like whenever you decide to go on your camera, you have to be careful. And I think you're repositioning yourself right here. So obviously, if you are doing that, do this right. But hide yourself when you're on your camera against a jet, right? Because if they dash in, you don't want to be out in the open while you're on your cam. You're not gonna be able to react fast enough. And that's what you were doing. So good. You have that down. Just make sure you do it more often.
In this guy?
Kind of scary if you don't.
Coming to you.
Careful, there, A.
Can they rotate?
44. Put your ship in B heaven, maybe. That's what you're doing. That should be fine. It looked a little too high, but
They might rotate my. I don't see anything.
boom, boom.
30 seconds left.
What are they doing? They still have to be going towards A.
I think Euro is. What the fuck was that sound?
that was Sky's heal. That was her running out of heal to give to
Last
someone.
player standing.
Over.
10 seconds
They
left.
go and bop your. They go and bop the stack.
Spike planted.
How y'all gonna stack A and lose it? Lucky could try.
Fuck.
This goes here. Yes, this should do. Wow, that goes there.
Not A.
Get out of my way.
Probably B, I guess.
Yo.
Pop your cage to your right. You were too worried about the bottom. So the only, like the real angle you're going to really get hard to clear from is on top of the rafters here. So what I would have done in your situation is you're going to be exposed to way too many angles. We know the Cypher was B main, and we know they're coming out through B heaven. As soon as you hear them coming up rafters, you can't, obviously, you don't want to be exposing yourself to too many different angles. So what you need to do is pop that cage that you put down your default and then looking up, right? Obviously, you got to be scared about the guys that could come hell, but it's very unlikely that those guys clear you first. It's very likely that the guys on top of the rafters here are going to clear you first, okay? So that's just one thing you have to keep in mind in these situations. I think that's the last round, yeah? Yeah, that is the last round. Okay, but yeah, so obviously, like, this is, like, you guys got fucking decimated. And that's probably because your guys' comp is actually doo-doo fucking garbage compared to their comp. And kind of saw this coming. And I just been telling by how long, 35 minutes, right? With like 10 minutes of it being you and Q. Like, I could already tell either you guys were going to shit on them or you guys were going to get shit on. I'm not surprised that they shit on you guys just because, their comp look a little bit more balanced, right? Do you need an initiator on split? You could, right? Is Sky the play? Probably not. Breach or a Sova, or actually Breach is probably better on split than a Sky, and definitely better than a Sova. I mean, unless your Sova's like fucking nuts. And then yeah, like 3 duelists, and you're like, you have 2 duelists down here, obviously having a pretty poor game, which kind of fucking sucks, but it's gonna happen. You personally did okay. The only things I would say you need to work on are probably your decision-making skills in some of these clutch situations where you have utility, right? And either you use it, but use it really poorly in ways I would not use it, or you don't use it at all, which again, you kind of need to use it. Like, even if it's a 2-on-2, you don't want to give away your position. Sometimes just turn your camera, let them shoot it so that you can get they'll either let you use your camera and you'll be on it and you can see where they're at, or they're going to shoot it and they can kind of give you a better position on where one of them is at, right? Unless they both shoot it, then you obviously know where both of them are at. But I think those are like the biggest things I would say you need to work on, right? Is that decision making, maybe critical thinking. And again, that's only going to get better. Like, obviously you have to kind of analyze like what happened in that round, because there's tons of variables that make something good or make something bad, right? There's variables that make it. Like, you can do the same thing over and over again, and sometimes it'd be good just depending on other things, and sometimes it's bad, again, depending on other things. And you have to kind of form your own critical analysis of it. Obviously, from what I saw here, I did the best I could off of the different situations and why you should be doing some of the things you shouldn't. Some things you should be doing that you did not maybe do, right? And trying to explain my reasoning behind it. But yeah, so that's it. This is going to conclude your VoD review. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, man. I'm here to help. If you want more lessons, we can work something out. If you need me to go more in depth again, just reach out to me, guys, on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all that good shit. All right, boys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Pokemon Mega Evolution, science, cockfighting.
Man, wish that